I'm Geeta Gurumuthy with BBC World News, our top stories. Hello and welcome. The European Union and Turkey say they have come to a broad agreement which could stem the flow of migrants making the often dangerous crossing to Europe. The President of the European Council, Donald Tusk, said the deal would end what he describes as irregular migration to the continent. The full details will need to be hammered out at another summit next week. Our Europe correspondent Chris Morris reports from Brussels. Well, we can speak to Rob Watson in Brussels. This is quite a deal. What is the likelihood, first of all, of it being actually carried out? Exactly. And the idea is that everyone, even if you are Syrian, if you come across on the boats illegally, effectively, you are sent back to Turkey. That is going to be logistically incredibly complicated, isn't it, to handle? Plus, the other big thing politically here, surely, is the visa-free travel for Turkey. And Turkey's, foreign policy has been questioned. Its attitude to the border with Syria has been questioned. We don't know anything about, Turkish citizenship rights, etc. There's a long list of questions. So really, a deal next week, is that looking likely? Well, as Europe and Turkey search for a solution to this crisis, people are continuing to make that dangerous voyage to Europe. Our correspondent Danny Savage has just witnessed a rescue operation from the Greek island of Lesbos. He sent this report. Danny Savage for us there in Lesbos. It's now 2 years since flight MH370 disappeared on its journey from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing with 239 people on board, 7 of them children. Families say the 2-year search for the missing Malaysia Airlines plane must go on beyond its June deadline. Our Southeast Asia correspondent Jonathan Head has this report. In other news today, the US military is saying it has killed more than 150 members of the Somali Islamist group Al-Shabaab in a strike involving both fighter jets and unmanned drones. The Pentagon says Saturday's attack targeted a training camp north of the capital, Mogadishu. The former mayor of New York, Michael Bloomberg, has announced he will not run as an independent candidate in this year's US presidential election. He said there was a good chance his candidacy could lead to the election of Donald Trump or Senator Ted Cruz. He said that was not a risk he could take in good conscience. Australian rock band AC/DC have announced they're postponing the rest of their US tour because singer Brian Johnson was warned he's going deaf. The rock group says doctors have advised Johnson to stop touring immediately or he will risk total hearing loss. AC/DC say they will perform with a guest vocalist in rescheduled shows later this year. Stay with us here on BBC World News. Much more ahead. This is BBC World News. I'm Geeta Gurumuthy with the latest headlines. Now, one of the biggest names in tennis, Maria Sharapova, has shocked the sporting world by announcing that she failed a drugs test. The former number one tested positive for the banned substance meldonium at the Australian Open earlier this year. One of her sponsors, Nike, has already suspended its relationship with the player. Here's our sports editor, Dan Rowan. Now, would you want to be a woman living in Saudi Arabia? Based on what you hear, maybe not. Life for women in the Arab Kingdom is often depicted as an existence dominated by repression. But as the BBC Trending team reports, women are using social media to make their voices heard and try and challenge the stereotype the world has of them. A look at life in Saudi from the Trending team for you. Now, an American sports broadcaster has been awarded $55 million in damages after she was secretly filmed naked in a hotel room. The video of Erin Andrews was posted online and seen by millions, as Rajid Ahmed reports. The contest between human and artificial intelligence is about to get underway in a game first played around 2,500 years ago. Our South Korea correspondent Steve Evans reports. Oh, let's see indeed. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.